Welcome to Motivational Monday. This is Fed Zach, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. Today, we're going to discuss Blink. But before we start, smash the like button, do share, and subscribe, especially if you find value in this presentation. Okay, so let's get straight into it. One of the best authors that I love reading almost all of his book, his name is Malcolm Gladwell. Now, he's traditionally spoken as a reporter, a journalist, but I look at him more as a business analyst. And he's written several books that are just stand the test of time, really very important books, and just a different kind of analysis or a different type of take on some of the contemporary kind of businesses that are around. And one of the books that he wrote is called Blink. Now, Blink is basically a book that has a premise around the fact that a consumer, a personal consumer, will come away from looking at a product within the first couple of seconds and have either a negative or a positive reaction to that particular product. And so think about it, okay? You go through the aisle, you're looking for a detergent, and there's one that's going to stick out more than the other, right? You have some preconceived notions. You have your aunt that used to use a certain type of detergent, or you have your mother used to use a different type of detergent, and or your friends, and you were exposed to a different type of detergent. You saw it, and it clicked on you. You just took it and grabbed it and go. And usually we are loyal consumers, right? We're very loyal to the consumers that we to the products that we buy. And I've seen this many times in my business experience, and this is especially a very important business lesson if you're if you're starting out, okay, and this is that you only get one chance to make a first impression, but that's not even what I'm talking about. Imagine that, a customer or a client or potential customer asks you for a question and you're not going to get the business. You're absolutely certain, and they know they aren't going to give it to you, but yet you still supply the answer, and you do it like with a VIP service, thinking that it's just looking at the work. Now, I'm not talking about wasting your time and not, focusing on, coming up with the numbers every month. I'm talking about just producing content and producing a product for a client just for the sake of producing it and giving them that impression that they are the most important thing in the world. And I bet you it'll come back to you. It'll come back to you big time. And I've seen it with myself. Okay, there were several clients where I didn't have any business with them yet, and they asked me to resource certain type of products for them, and I was able to show it to them. I scoured the market for it, and I came up to them and I said, look, this is what I found for you. And some of their main producers, their main suppliers weren't able to produce that particular piece of goods that I was able to source out. And I had gone from being here to being here. I had just changed the shift, okay, of who they're going to call for the next time they need something. Even if I didn't get the business, even if they gave the business and they sourced it by one of their suppliers, my reputation already superseded a bunch of different steps that I would have had to taken many other steps to get to that first or second position. So you could cut the line, not by just being, manipulative or doing something negative. You could cut the line by just doing something fantastically amazing. I mean, you guys have heard my best line from Frank Sinatra, which was, the best revenge is extreme success. And that's really what you're doing. You're going against your competitors, but you're not going on them, by putting them down. You're going to them by saying, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. And you could do this to outside of your organization. You could do this inside of your organization. Now, everybody has this in a successful business. Everybody has this go-to person that everybody gets along with. Everybody enjoys working with that particular person. They're motivated by that particular person. That person actually produces a vibe that everybody wants to be a little bit better, right? It could be on a professional team. And in many leagues, one of my favorite hockey teams growing up was the New York Rangers, and there was this one player. His name is Adam Graves, and you could look it up. He wasn't particularly the best player on the team, but he added so much personality and so much motivation, so much inspiration when the team would be down that you can't put numbers, okay? You can't put a figure on that type of person. That type of person is so essential to the marketplace, because it's not the figure, it's not the number that counts, it's how you got to the number. It's that person that adds so much more to the organization. Now, I'm not saying that, at any given time that we shouldn't look at numbers and we shouldn't have goals. Those are very important, and quantitative goals are also very, very important, specifically where it's a number. But at a certain point, there's also how we get to that number, and that there's that experience of how we get to that number as well. And that is so essential in the business world, and we've lost it today because everything is looking at numbers. Everything is so cutthroat. But as a person, I'm telling you, it'll come back to you tenfold. And if you do a little bit of research on some of the most successful people, they'll say this to you, that some of their businesses didn't necessarily come from those type of deals that they closed at the first time, but they closed subsequent times because they put the work in that first time and they cut the line. That's my message for you this Motivational Monday. We'll see you here next week.